Hey there, happy holidays everybody. Today we're gonna do a extra fiery workout that's gonna combine some more traditional training with some yoga inspired movements. So stand tall, you can do this barefoot. In fact, I recommend it. If you got shoes on, that's also great. You're gonna take yourself through some side to side squats. So we're gonna step out wide, about a yard, maybe a little broader, closer to a meter. Arms forward as you sit your booty back. And then step the feet together and step out wide with the opposite foot. Hips back, chest gently moves forward. And feet together, and see if you can bring in a little bit of a hop to that transition. Stepping the foot wide, still giving yourself that moment to sit down deep into your squat. And at this point, we're about halfway. 10 more. Breathing in, breathing out. Last 5, 4, see if you can sit a little lower for 3, 2, 1, and done. Stepping together, a little shake and shimmy. Give yourself a moment, maybe a big shoulder roll. And then from there, feet about shoulder width. You can always walk them a little wider if you need that. Sitting deeper into your heels. And then push into the balls of the feet, lift your heels, calf raise. Bending deeply, and lift. I'm gonna turn just to give you that visual if you're needing it. We are moving toward parallel with the earth. And then finding that tall releve position, floating the heels up. And again, breathing in, and breathing out. Roughly 5 more. And a little shake and shimmy. Give yourself that moment, a breath or two, a big shoulder roll. May feel good. And then prepare to go side to side. If you want to turn, do stepping wide. Heels heavy, toes a little light. Arms can reach forward as you sit your booty back. And again, bring in that hop. Roughly 20 or so. Working the legs, the glutes, the core. Still letting it be about your breath. Not panicking. Reminding yourself it's temporary. This is your second set. That means last one for today. And when you're done, you're done. Stand it up. And I like to do a lot of shaking and shimmying it out. Big sigh if it's helpful. And of course, a shoulder roll, maybe 2. If you're already doing it, right into those stationary squats. Calf raise, heels heavy. Arms can reach forward as you sit your butt back. Standing tall, float the heels up, create a little balance if possible. Bending deeply and extending without locking your knees here. Keep going. And breathing in, breathing out. 5 more. Float the heels down. Do you still stand up tall? This time reaching out and up. Taking a little bit longer here to stretch, to open now that we've created some warmth and heat. Right hand to left wrist going up and over. Wrap the ribs up, maybe look up. If your neck's sore, take the gaze forward or even down. And also release that right arm down if you need to. After at least a few breaths, climb to neutral. Pausing for that moment as you exhale, navel hugs in and up. Switching sides, left hand to right wrist, bring it up and over, side bend. Wrapping the bottom ribs up, maybe looking up. Top arm does plug down. And changing it up based on what you're feeling, what you need on side 2. Not assuming anything. Take it to neutral. One more cleansing breath here. Maybe let it out through the mouth. Still inhaling, reach up, maybe palms touch. Let's swan dive forward, knees softer, quads lifting and active. Drop your head, maybe shake it yes, shake it no. Adding another exhale or two to melt and fold and simply release stress. Imagine it pouring out through the crown. Holidays can be so fun, but also overwhelming. A lot of different emotions can come up depending on past experiences, current, present situation. So let your workouts, your practice be that place to turn to when you need it. Maybe even more than ever. We're going to take our slow roll up here, a breath or two, just finding your way by stacking the vertebrae, letting your head be the last thing to come up. And let's bring in a few half sun salutations. Inhaling, reach to the sky, maybe look up. Swan diving, exhaling, take it forward and fold. Inhaling, create a half lift, flattening out the back. Exhaling, do fold again. Inhaling, root through your feet, use the legs, stand up, maybe look up. And simply bring your hands towards your heart center. We'll continue to flow, connecting breath and movement. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, continue to open the heart center. Exhale, clearing out any congestion. Inhaling, create that space, kind of opening the heart, the chest broadens. Maybe you look up. Exhaling, hands toward the top of the chest, the sternum. One more. Ardha Surya Namaskar, consciously moving with breath. Building strength and also flexibility. This balance of effort with ease, Sthira Sukham Asanam. And even as we move into certain exercises that are more similar to a traditional workout, functional training, let that conscious breath, that balance of Sthira and Sukha inform you. Right foot's forward, you're going to step your left foot way back, so more than a meter most likely. Making sure that when you bend toward 90 degrees in that front thigh, that your knee is over your ankle. Back knee is unlocked a lot, so it almost touches the earth. Next, inhale, still circling the arms a lot like that sun salute, reach up. Exhale, do bring your hands toward your heart, bending both knees, take it down. So it's a stationary lunge or a crescent moon variation, depending on how you want to see it or reference it. Continuing for a few more cycles. Inhale up. As you exhale, feel the navel hug in. Last two. And one. And we're going to evolve it into a twist. If you have to release the back knee, you could. Otherwise, see if you can press to the heel, start to straighten the back leg without jamming into the knee or lower spine. Take your inhale. When you exhale, hinge forward, maybe halfway. Still working for a long spine. Take your inhale. Exhaling, left upper arm to the outer right thigh, prayer twist. Push your top hand to the bottom. Each inhale getting longer, exhale, revolving, looking for that deeper twist. Breathing in, breathing out, helping to wring out the inner organs, helping them to work more efficiently. Maybe lean the head gently back, roll the chest forward and up. And then can you find your balance again in neutral? Easier said than done. Breathe through any wobbles, breathe through the challenge of it all. Being compassionate with yourself. Exhaling, hands come down and straighten legs. If you need blocks or just being high on fingertips could help, please add them. Inhale, lengthen the heart forward, the right hip back. Exhale, do melt and fold over that front thigh. Inhaling, expand. Exhaling, contract. One more time. Whatever's coming up physically or emotionally, do your best to breathe that up and out. To intensify the stretch, you can flex the foot if you haven't, rock onto the front heel, firming up the back leg. And then softening where you can, your face, your belly. Find that deeper fold. Now bend the front knee. Hop your back foot back, coming high onto the ball of the back foot. And step your way to a plank. Take a moment in a plank. Navel hugs in. Rock a little forward, back, a little right to left. Arms are straight and strong. Legs are active. If you needed to put the knees down, you do. Modify that plank. A little shift forward in the feet. Look slightly past the mat. Draw the elbows in and back, and let's lower to the belly. Stretch the legs back. Pull the heart forward. Inhale, cobra. Maybe high on fingertips or even lifting palms. Feet still grounded. With the exhale, float it down if you haven't. Take a couple more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. This time, curl the toes under. Using the knees, or of course, lift the legs, firm the thighs, push your way to a plank from here. Exhaling, lift your booty, stretch back, downward facing dog. Walking through a calf stretch may be helpful here. Climbing high on tippy toes, opening up the soles of the feet, bending both knees to lengthen the Achilles. The lower soleus calf muscle is encouraged. Hips press back. Take another exhale when it's gone, when you're empty. Step or float, feet forward. Inhale, chest forward. And exhale, we fold. Root down, stand it all up. Exhaling, hands to your heart. One extra breath. Maybe a sigh. Left foot forward. Big step back with that right foot. And when you bend deeply toward 90, your left knee is living over your ankle. Once you find that, back knee unlocks even more if it's helpful. Stretching through that back quad, the hip. We'll add some arms, rooting through the feet. Inhale, reach up, maybe even look up. Exhale, keep the torso upright, take it down. Inhale. Bending both knees, exhale. A few more. Keep the chest broad, the heart open as you move in and out. Giving yourself permission to adjust, to modify. I know I needed a broader base, so I heel-toed that front foot wider. And then committing, of course, to holding with the back leg, moving towards straight. Or at any point, release the back knee for this twist. Inhale, broaden across the heart. Exhale, just come forward, maybe halfway. Do take another inhale here. Exhale, right upper arm toward the outer left thigh. Push top hand to bottom. You can also do kind of a fist into the palm, baseball in the glove idea. Get long on your inhalation, revolve and twist with your exhalation. Take a few more breaths, maybe take the head back. Heart forward and up. Almost there. You're wringing out the organs, kind of like squeezing out a sponge. Creating space when we flow back to neutral, right? Breathing in oxygen, prana, life force as it's referenced. Take the inhale in neutral, exhale, hands come down. Fingertips or even blocks here. Back foot generally hops in a few inches or so. You can ground the heel. Draw the heart forward, left hip does work its way back so your torso is long. With the exhales, melt over that thigh. You can do that several times. You can also go right into the deeper stretch, pressing the heel to the earth, turning your toes to the sky. It's often very different from right to left, so no assumptions. Lots of breath, lots of emphasis on letting it go. Dropping the head if you haven't. Take at least one more exhale there. And then evolving it a little further if you'd like by just staying put. Drawing that baby toe back for another breath or two. If you're ready to release, you do. Ground through the front foot. Bend that front knee. Right foot steps back. Find your way to plank. Take a breath or two here. Navel hugging in as we breathe out. Tailbone reaches toward the heels without any sort of tuck of the pelvis. Feel what it is to be neutral. Keeping that, shift forward, draw the elbows in, and we lower. Halfway or all the way, and then of course, cobra or maybe lift thighs. Linger for a moment. If you're in up dog, arms are straight, but elbows are soft. Heart is broad, shoulders are relaxed. Exhaling over the toes, or of course use the knees, downward facing dog.
And give yourself that time. Little calf stretch, foot stretch, maybe some lateral movement, heels, ankles, hips, side to side. Then transitioning by pressing your hips up and back. And it's when you're basically empty.
Take the gaze forward. Step or catch some air. Float forward. Inhale, chest out. Exhale, fold in. Root down, stand up. Exhale, hands toward the heart. This time to allow your arms to release by your sides. Shake, shimmy. Walk your feet a little bit wider here. And circle the hips a couple times one way. Couple times the other. From that broader base, do parallel the feet, interlace fingers behind you. Inhale, open your heart. Exhaling, hinge at the hips, fold from there. Maybe look over to your right, bend your left knee and reach a bit more left. Stay for at least a breath or two there. Passing through neutral, looking left, reaching right, bend that right knee. Roll your left shoulder head open a little bit more. Back toward neutral ground through the feet. Inhale, we're gonna root to rise. Exhale here. You can step or jump, feet together. And by together, I do mean about hip to shoulder width apart, finding that sense of stacking the bones. Rock forward, rock back, maybe feel the releve quality for a moment. And then kind of the opposite, lifting the toes, waking them up. And you could repeat the stationary lunge, the calf raise. You can also join me in some jumps, right? So we're going to take ourselves into a squat jump, essentially. Hips back. Now your arms can, of course, come forward. Or if you want with me, you can kind of use them for a little extra momentum and draw the elbows back in that squat. And then when we explode, reaching up. Keep going. Breathing in, breathing out. You're going from 5, which we just did, to 10. Stand it up. Shake, shimmy, maybe circle once, twice each way. And consider a final set, squat jumps, getting right into it. Noting if you want to get kind of fancy with me, we'll do a little quarter turn. So, if you need to observe, you can. At your own timing, bend the knees. And jump. 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 Quarter turn. Other way. One more time. Can't help but laugh at myself. How hard this gets on the last one. The endorphins, right? We need that through the holidays. Take a moment. Standing tall, a shoulder roll or two here. Reach up. Swan dive down. Inhale, chest forward. You can step if you want to jump. Chaturanga, chest stays forward, legs shoot back. Elbows free. Inhale. Cobra or up dog. Exhale. Down dog or right into child's pose. Softening the forehead, the face. Finding a little release in the arms. Take 3 more breaths here. Focusing on that rise, that fall, using more of the lung tissue, exposing it to what the yogis call prana, life force, oxygen, energy. And in turn, clearing whatever is not serving you. Certain thoughts, feelings, attachments. Inhale, let's roll it up. Exhale there. Now, do join me in a comfortable seat. That comfort may be challenged in a moment. First, however, circling the body. Similar to what we did standing, but a little more in the belly, the waist. Getting into the heart center, the mid-upper back, even the head, the neck, as you circle it out. At any point, switching the crossings, you cross, recross. That can be done more than once. Soupy grinds, taking a few more. Churning it up. Confronting the nitty-gritty stuff that still needs that light, that love, that prana. And as stuff comes up, let it out. Might just be a sigh, might be a weird sound. You might laugh, you might cry. It's all normal when practicing, when processing. So give yourself a moment to lean it all back. I don't mean to your tail, but I do mean to the back of your glutes, the upper bum region, almost to your tail. You may already feel your abdominals working a bit here as we take it back, sending the arms forward, or of course starting to pick the legs up, and at any time reaching, arms alongside the legs. Legs can get straighter, chest can get broader if you've lost that. Maybe looking toward the big toes as you reach the legs, even the arms up. Navasana, the boat for one more inhale. Exhale, tap the feet down, a little crisscross style. Hands on the earth, maybe on blocks. Loop your shoulders back. See if you can pick up from the abs, the pelvic floor, drawing the base of you in and up. You might only budge a centimeter like I do. You might not budge at all, that's okay. Some people can even swing it toward a handstand, right? We're all different. Shoulders back. Take a deep breath. Humbling ourselves in many ways here. Pick up. Let it go. Sit tall. Little rock, little sway. Option, of course, to do that again as time allows. For most of us, rolling it down to the ground. Right knee in, left leg out. Scoot your hips a little right. Reach right and do twist to your left. Following this short, sweet, total body workout, let your spine unwind. Still emphasizing the breath. That exhale being a tool to turn to, even when you're not technically working out or practicing yoga. Can you let your breath be your guide? When you're in a stressful situation, you're feeling triggered, overwhelmed, can you turn to conscious breathing before responding? If you've yet to come to neutral, we'll just switch sides, breathing in, breathing out. A little scooch of hips left, if that's helpful. Reach left, do ease the knee right. Challenging our bodies while still giving them lots of love. Just noticing where the mind goes. Using what we reference as a sankalpa, or intention, when that's helpful. And often the simplicity of observing the breath can be enough. That very practical tool, exhaling out anything coming up. Creating space to breathe in. Prana. Do ease to neutral. When you draw your knees in, let's circle the legs out, kind of passing through a butterfly, letting the arms do the work, the legs, the hips, the low back relax. Guiding yourself right into butterfly here, feet to the earth. If you're needing support, take that to the outer thighs. One hand to the belly, one to the heart. Breathing in for at least a 3. And then breathing out for maybe a 3, 4, even 5. The extension of the exhale is a way to calm the nervous system. And still a long, smooth, deep inhale without straining.
And perhaps the out-breath, the exhale, can be just a touch longer. A couple more cycles on your own, sending it into all four parts of you. Front, sides, and back. And then clearing the belly, clearing the lungs, clearing your mind where needed. Take hands around to the outer thighs, press your knees together. Perhaps you want to stay reclined and take threading the needle here. If you want to rock and roll up for a different version of pigeon or another hip opener, please do. Right ankle over left thigh, pick up the left foot. Let's slide our hands through to the thigh or shin. Really important to relax the neck, the shoulders, that grip of the hands. Let the back of your left hip stay on the earth and ease the right thigh away from the midline. Your elbow, your palm can actually help you. Right around a minute at minimum so that we can let these larger muscles relax. And whether you subscribe to this idea completely or not, there's an association of the hips, the glutes with our emotions, with that release. So giving yourself permission to let the subtle body speak when that's happening. Not pushing it back down, but again, letting stuff up and out. It's kind of a new concept, maybe just being curious. Process of svadhyaya in yoga. Self-study, self-observation. If that means lingering longer, you do. Sometimes one hip, one glute, one side of your booty or low back really needs that. Notice. Evening the waist, we'll switch it up. Left ankle over for many of you. Pick up the foot. Take your hands around first to the thigh, then perhaps to the shin. Scanning, assessing. Can I relax my head and neck, my shoulders, my fingers? Is the back of the right side, the hip itself, still grounded? If not, rock a little right. At any point over the next 30, 45 seconds or so, easing the left thigh away with your own elbow, your own left palm. Maybe it's just about breathing into the pose you're already in and letting that be enough. Again, do stay a bit longer based on what's coming up. Or even return to the first side if you weren't aware that that's the one that needs that time, now that you felt the other. When we know better, we do better. Eventually feet come down and return to butterfly. You can take a happy baby, an inversion. You can also let this be that transitional time into the relaxation, shavasana. Any sort of grounding with your own palms. Anything a-traditional, just like rolling on your belly, chilling that way. Siesta time. Let it be that moment of self-care, a minute or two to just be receiving what you've done. That essential pause before moving into the rest of your day, the rest of your week. Namaste.